Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. In this segment, we revisit the case of Malachi Ritscher, the famed activist who killed himself in protest of the war, and the effect he had on one artistically minded Chicago group.
Malachi Ritscher was a musician and political activist who took his own life in protest against the war in Iraq. On November 3, 2006, Malachi Ritscher, standing near Chicago's Kennedy Expressway, doused himself with gasoline and burned himself to death. Though Malachi's death received little media coverage at first, his action would steadily garner increased attention. Independent media in Chicago and worldwide relayed the story, eventually garnering more wide coverage. And others would build their own acts of creation around Malachi's story. Among those creative acts, a theatrical play entitled The Silence of Malachi Ritscher, staged at Theater Building, Chicago. The play, written and performed by a Chicago theater company named Theater 521, ran in production for 5 weeks in March and April 2007. Theater 521 vowed never again to perform the play after its run, and to ensure that, members of Theater 521 destroyed all digital copies of the script. And, in a ceremony across the street from Theater Building Chicago after the play's final performance, all remaining print copies of the script were gathered together and burned.
A very special and important man gave his life up. And he did this because he felt strongly about something. You know, he believed in something to the point that he was willing to give up his waking, walking life. And that's why we're all here right now. You know, whether you realize or not, this man, Malachi Ritscher, wherever you're at, this is for you, and for you, and I think we're all lucky to be able to say that we had this time and this experience. We're entertainers. We're theater people. We produce theater. We want, we try and get you to come see our show, and this is very important to us. But go tell people what you saw. Ask people if they know who Malachi Ritscher was, who he is. I mean, this is a man that had such an incredible impact, that did such an incredible thing, and was so unheard. And if tonight you all walk out of here and you talk to your friends, your coworkers, whoever, and you can say, hey, let me tell you about this guy that did something, then we've done our job. So do it, Spread the word. Talk it up. This is important.
There it is. This is the last copy of The Silence of Malachi Ritscher. Right here, in my hand. It's fighting back. It's fighting back. It is actually.
It's me.
Sorry.
No, I
So,
know.
what I'm going to ask is that you all give me your attention for a moment. I'm going to give this to Mr. Kilroy, and we're going to light this on fire. So, thank you again. More. Oh my God, there's more. Yes. Put this stuff underneath. Pull at it. What do I start with,
I'm Alejandro Molina, and you're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation, must be true 'cause I've seen it on TV.
On the one-year anniversary of the landmark Immigrant Rights March in Chicago, thousands of people packed Chicago's Federal Plaza to mark the occasion and continue the struggle for immigrant rights.